So we just saw Skull Island,
Kong.
Kong Skull Island. I was
Yep.
like Skull Mountain. There was there was definitely a skull
There
in
were
a
skulls
geographic
there.
feature.
There were
I
a
don't
lot
really
of
know
skulls
what. Did you like it?
It's one of those the TBS movies, man. You wait till it's on TBS and then you can just watch it all day and not be judged by anybody because you're in the comfort of your own home watching it. But it wasn't horrible.
No, but also like to set context. So we didn't know that it was out, and
Yeah.
evidently it came out a month ago. So that's not
Exactly.
like a good sign. And then we went to go see it, and it was in Theater 25, which was like 5 levels up, and like food stopped at the 3rd level. Like, so you couldn't even get popcorn or anything. They were just like, nah, you make bad choices. You don't get food.
You deal with this now.
But there was a surprising amount of people in the theater a month later for this
Yeah.
movie that was that had been banished.
The entirety of the story is basically they're trying to get funding in order to go to this island. The movie opens up with 2 World War II pilots fighting, one from America and one from Japan fighting. And as they're like about to kill each other, Kong shows up they're fighting on the ledge. Kong's like, "Yo, what up, though?" And so it cuts to now with John Goodman and.
No, it cuts to 1973.
Oh, yeah.
Also the movie is set in
1973.
1973.
Yeah.
Important to know.
They went down in 44. Is now 1973, and he's talking to a senator to get funding in order to go to Skull Island. And the whole the reason that got them there was Corey's character saying, "Yo, the Russians are looking at the same satellite projections we are. We don't know what's there, but something's probably there." And when the soldiers said, "So we're dropping bombs on them," so they were dropping bombs on them.
So just like for context though, they've never been to the island.
Nah.
They don't know what's on the island. So they just show up and the first thing they do is drop bombs. What could go wrong?
Kong could go wrong because
Like-
Kong came up off the cut. Swatting them down like mosquitoes. He threw a freaking palm tree at one helicopter like it was a javelin, son.
He threw a helicopter at another helicopter.
My man was not having it.
But like also, I was rooting for Kong.
Yeah.
Like they just showed up at his house and just started blowing things up. So
Yeah.
like I would want to fight you too. So I was rooting for Kong.
What trope? What savage noble
It
trope?
was the noble savage.
trope.
Like first of all, none of them had lines.
Nah, we just stand.
Like, and that's not an exaggeration. Not like nary a single line did any of the people who were from the island have. Not one word, not a syllable. Here's what they did. And that was the extent of their lines.
And so they meet up with John C. Reilly's character, who was the pilot that was crashed down. We don't get to meet his friend the enemy he crashed down with. They become friends later on, which was weird because it was cut from the movie, and because he says, Tom Hiddleston says, "Oh, what happened to your friend?" And we're like, "What?
What friend?
What friend? What?
There was no friend conversation.
We never talked about a friend." So.
But they keep referencing a conversation that they clearly edited out of the movie.
Yeah.
So that was awkward.
I've never seen that in the movie before. I'm like, clearly, they're like, fuck it, we're going to make money anyway.
I was
Put
like,
it in the movie.
that's a continuity issue maybe that someone could have addressed.
Yeah. But I thought what was cool was that John C. Reilly saves the movie. I mean, Hiddleston,
He's the MVP of the movie.
Yeah, it's not going to be like, Oscar-winning performances, but like Riley's would be like, it was still fine, but like Riley's, because his character was humorous and he's been there so long, 28 years. And what I liked about him was like, these 2 guys from like, they were opposing each other, fighting in World War II. They became friends, and his friend died there. And like, we made a promise to get off the island together. And he takes he had a samurai sword, and he takes it with him, and he even speaks Japanese in the movie as well.
So also the Mason character, the photographer, it was a little. It was weird what was happening. So she shows up and she's like this anti-war photographer from the Vietnam War, and she wants to go and like capture this thing. So she's on the expedition purely to take pictures, obviously because she's a photographer, but she ends up like, I don't know even how to explain it. She's like getting the people who are from the island to like throw up the peace sign so she can take pictures of them. And then she's like, "Oh, let me hold your spear and your staff, and I'll hold it like this, and then I can have my picture." And I was like, that feels a lot like some fucked up shit people in college do on Halloween. That like we have very special talks with them every year. So, like that just felt. I had a lot of feelings about the way they handled the people on the island. Like they literally were voiceless.
Yeah.
They start kind of in camouflage, so they're like a part of nature. There's like they're obviously like the noble savage, and then also her entire purpose in being there is to consume their culture and make it marketable so she can sell those photographs to like Time or whatever and win an award. I'm like, all of this is like a problematic burrito. Like, it just was a lot. Like, you know what I mean? It was all rolled into.
You get what they were going for. Like, oh, we're like, how like, you were meant to like, we're having like, we're getting, I guess, some expression out of them. They didn't smile or anything, did they?
No.
No, they're just
And John C. Reilly's character literally says they don't smile ever. So they don't smile.
They don't talk.
They don't talk.
But he knew what was going on.
They nod. So I had that rubbed me a weird way. I didn't like that. So it was sad. It was sad. It was sad in a really unexpected way that you're like, oh God. Yeah. Like, first of all, like, good on you for swatting those helicopters that fucked up your house out of the air, but also like your whole family though. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just you.
Oh, you're gonna see the bodies. You're gonna see the graveyard.
It's just you, and then we do see the like skulls of like I guess his mom and dad and brothers and sisters. There was just a moment where like the people are doing people things and like, oh, good job, and then Kong is just like, just me.
I'm gonna die alone.
I got nobody.
I am dying alone.
And then just turns like into the sadness and walks away, and I was like,
glad y'all are happy. And he protects, like they say, Kong's got him. You know, he protects everybody. He keeps to himself mostly. He's a cool guy. You came here dropping bombs and whatnot. You picking a fight. What'd you think was gonna happen?
So there's Samuel L. Jackson, who's the black dude who happens to be like the voice of authority, except he's the voice of misbegotten authority. So he is like Vietnam veteran, which was a much contested war and much contested horrible part of our history. And he's like the voice of violence, 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 violence. And then there's this white British guy, Conrad, who is Tom Hiddleston's character.
Loki. He's Loki.
So Loki becomes like the voice of reason. Loki's the voice of reason and is like, no, here's why we should protect the environment. Yeah. Because Kong and you're like, I see what you're doing, but normally people in charge of the government and the fighting aren't necessarily brown, nor are they heavily invested in killing other brown people. So there was like, I don't know, some of that struck me as odd. There was also, as is part of the Kong like mythology, a white woman in peril.
Oh, let me stop this boss battle I'm doing right now. Oh, I got you.
That's an actual scene from the movie.
The water's kind of murky, but I got you. I'm just still around. There we go. All right.
Kong was fighting a giant lizard creature who had killed his family with one hand so that he could protect the fragile white femininity in the other. And that was an odd choice.
I'm like that. I'm like, you're clenching your fist so he doesn't. You're not crushing it right now? Okay. You can see the sadness in his eyes, man. That was a hard scene. That's always sad. He was like, no one's touched me in so long. Yeah. I'm gonna die alone.
The fight at the end between like the big boss lizard and Kong was a really good fight that also lasted for a very long time. So it felt high quality. It felt like they put money into that. So that was nice.
You see his butt, right? But you don't see see other parts of Kong, and I'm like, if we're gonna be realistic, you know what I mean? If we're gonna be realistic.
20 minutes into the movie, Omar leans over to him and he's like, but where's his junk?
I'm just saying.
Cause he don't, And it was very much like a rated R movie when they're trying to stay on that rated R side, where they're like just shots from like, it was like a D'Angelo video, is what it was.
Kong's like, I don't do nudity. It's baseball. You can get the butt shot. That's about it.
I'm gonna need a couple more million to show
that.
It doesn't pass the Bechdel test.
Okay.
Because there's two women. I think they're in a scene together. Maybe they definitely don't even speak to each other at all. And I mean, two speaking parts. There's like you can obviously have the indigenous people. There are women, but they don't speak at all. It doesn't pass the racial Bechdel test, I don't think.
I'm not sure on all the parameters of the racial Bechdel test, but I can tell it doesn't pass the racial
my Bechdel gut, my heart tells me.
It tells me.
My spidey sense tells me nah.
No.
It doesn't pass the Mako Mori test. It passed no tests. No tests.
Not even the common sense test. Like, why are we hunting down this giant ape to kill? Nah.
No. Nah. Although brown people made it to the end of the movie.
Yeah, that was.
So, like, yay.
That's all
I was.
about.
I mean, that was really surprising because I was like, oh, like I'm resting. I'm sorry.
You're dead.
But he didn't. But they made. There's some brown people survived. So that's what's up.
My mess. Okay, Time magazine covers.
Okay, I'm gonna say like 6.5.
Ooh.
Like, cause I liked it, but also,
I'm
and I mean, no, we actively are. Like, that's
Okay.
we're assigning numbers. We're actively judging right now. It wasn't bad. I like the fight scenes, but also I'm not like, oh, we should go see this again. But also, like, if I'm folding laundry, then I will watch it
and
again.
It's on TBS. It has to be, only on TBS though. Only on TBS. Yeah, the 6 sounds about a good range. I might, because I go Olympic. I'll go that 5.8, 5.9.
Yeah.
But if I'm barefoot contestant and I'm making that potato salad, even though I don't really eat it, but for the context of this joke, I do, and it's on TV, I'll watch it.
I mean, let's unpack that. You don't eat potato salad?
No.
Why not?
Shit's gross. You put mayonnaise and fucking potatoes and that shit's gross, man. Isn't egg in it sometimes too?
Yes.
That's fucking gross. I don't like eggs either. That's fucking gross, dude.
So this might be our last episode.
Oh God.